Hi everyone, welcome back to Crypto Cash. Thanks again for joining me here. Hope you're having a phenomenal day. Taking a quick look again here at Bitcoin. This will be a pretty quick update, just kind of some back-end data, jumping into some liquidation, etc., and then obviously kind of getting you a bit of a macro understanding. Because if you didn't catch my video from before, we are in between that 0.5, 0.618 fib level on the larger time frames. And we got what 42.3 as potential support, and resistance is somewhere in the 47-48 range. Okay, so just a heads up on all that. And thanks again for watching. Greatly appreciate it if you hit the like button before we get started. It greatly increases the odds of this getting put in front of more people, so people can help discover the channel. Really cool. We would like that very, very much. All right, so take a look here at the shorts here. We got some a lot of high leverage shorts at 45,000 even. In other words, those are liquidation levels, so if the price comes up to 45, we could see a short squeeze. Generally speaking, still more liquidations for shorts than longs at this point. Nothing much has changed there. We do see a shift in momentum. Of course, it's only 20 minutes into this trading day, but yesterday we saw a significant amount of red candles, basically, or just more so people trying to sell than buy. That's generally the concept there, more shorts than longs. We're entering the market yesterday, okay? Not like that's completely shifted today. The day has just begun, but just know that's roughly the narrative from yesterday, which was once again just a couple of hours ago, or a few minutes ago rather, because again, every 24-hour candle resets right around 5 p.m. Pacific, so that's generally when I like to kind of try to review this here. So let's take a quick look at the last 7 days of open interest, just give us perspective on where the most interest is lying. We still have the most amount of interest, about 42,000. Obviously, there's previous levels there. But if we look at the most recent time frame here, we can see a decent amount of right around 43.7 and 44 even, pretty close to that level. So honestly, that doesn't tell us too much because we're seeing less volume at 44,000 than we did at 42,000. That could potentially tell us that we're getting closer to the top because people are less interested in the open interest essentially, but it's hard to really specify. It's kind of more kind of guesswork, if you will, right? So I try to take that with a grain of salt. But what I like to see is liquidation levels. We are seeing a heavier concentration at 45,500, some high leverage shorts at 44.6. But generally speaking, there are still more long liquidation levels below the price action than above. Keep in mind, those are further away. 40,000, 38,000 is a heavier concentration. So right now, at this point, 42,200 is the closest long liquidation levels as far as concentration is concerned, but there's tremendously more up above. So as the shorts continue to grow, the more propensity we have to wipe those shorts out. My personal opinion, we might see one more wick up before the price pulls back. I would anticipate 47, 48,000 before 40,000. That's just my thought process here. I have been dollar cost averaging consistently, so please, if you haven't already, consider doing so, just so that way it can't be too late. It's just one of those things where we may not see this kind of price point again. Again, hypothetical, yes, of course. Did we expect 15,000 earlier this year in January? No, of course not. But neither did we expect 45,000 either in December. So you never truly know. All right, so let's talk about the daily and work our way down really quick. Just to note, prior to this here, this is the monthly time frame on a larger scale here, larger fibs effectively from the most recent high, which is again roughly 70,000 is a close approximate, all the way as low as the 15.5. Okay, so that puts us at 0.5 Fibonacci at about 42,300. Okay, so that to me is a likely support level. We also have a resistance at 0.618, which is what was tested 5 months, not in a row, but 5 of the last 10 months prior to that. In that time frame, we could see the level of 0.618 holding pretty strong. So that leads me to believe that 48,600 is the likely resistance level, and we could see that level tested here in the near future. Okay, again, just a big picture scenario there for you. All right, jumping into the daily, let's quickly note a few things here. I highlighted this earlier. We have a stochastic RSI swinging down, so just something to be mindful of there. That does tell us that momentum could be shifting. It's never 100%. When we see a second one, though, that's usually when you want to pay closer attention, and we don't have that yet. So again, money flow index, everything's still pretty high. The daily time frame still looks pretty nice. Okay, again, it's gonna keep looking nice even if the price pulls back for a few days because it's a bit of a lag, right? 24-hour lag. So we're not really seeing all the instant momentum on the indicators. We can see that better on the 4-hour and the hourly, so let's just talk about this here. You can see the 4-hour, we are swinging down with stochastic. The lower this goes and the more sideways the price action goes, the better we're gonna have a potential for the price action to increase. So to me, I think that's a very positive sign. Money flow index is still very high. Okay, so even though the price is going sideways, we're still seeing tons of money coming into this coin. While we are below the moving averages, and that can happen sometimes, the price doesn't necessarily have to dip every time, but we do want to be mindful that the price action could drop based on the simple fact that we are seeing a decrease in volume. And again, this tends to happen. Like this is a trading day. This is a trading day. Again, outside of those normal traditional trading hours that are concurrent usually with this U.S. stock market, we will see less volume in the evenings or morning time or late night, effectively, when other markets are open. Of course, we want to pay attention to the Asian market and European markets, but they're a little less impactful than the traditional U.S. market, especially with all the ETF stuff going on. All right, so we do have a divergence here on the 4-hour. This is traditionally not a great sign. Hasn't happened yet. We could see a MACD FU, but generally speaking, if this continues to come to fruition, we could see the price swing down. Now, keep in mind, just because the MACD is diverging does not imply the price is going to drop. It simply implies the momentum to the upside has finished. We don't have any more momentum to the upside, which allows for the price action to continue higher could allow the price to go lower, mainly because, if you lose momentum, then again, the bulls might be kind of just hanging out, relaxing, while the bears can swipe the price down. Okay, again, bears swipe down, bulls buck up. That's just kind of how you can remember it. I'm talking to my newer traders there on that one. Okay, that said, not too much else here really to note on the 4-hour, except for TD sequential getting a nice little reset there. So we're averaging ourselves out nicely. Every time Bitcoin has done this sideways progression, it's resulted in a pretty nice little leg up. So again, eventually or inevitably, those things discontinue. We've had a lot of legs up here, so it makes sense for the price to pull back. We've had literally zero correction in a long time, but these are nice, healthy staircase patterns that I like to see, and there's really nothing wrong with it, okay? So again, all the more reason why we should expect the price to go up until we start losing some key level trend lines, which the 20-day SMA is one of those. That's the first little indicator kind of letting us know we want to pay closer attention if the price travels below that. We're not there yet, okay? So all well and good, still looking great. If the price drops, it would be kind of somewhat of an unexpected scenario. Not to say that we shouldn't expect it. We should, because 42,300, it could very well be the place in which the price action pulls back to. In fact, we do have other fib levels as well. Just to clarify, 0.382, 0.5, 0.618, the most common retracement zones. And if this is the highest point that Bitcoin is going, which Elliott Wave does anticipate that for the moment, then we could see somewhere as low as 41,000, 39.7, 38.5. Okay, just to prepare you there. So again, I would welcome that just because I'd like to be able to see lower price point, DCA a little bit better, more effectively. But again, you got to recognize massive amounts of Bitcoin are being bought daily, like tens of thousands of Bitcoin bought per day by larger institutions. So unless they all decide to dump at the same time, now that they're starting to get active, we're seeing less manipulation per se because of those things, okay? So just some back-end stuff to kind of think about. All right, let's take a quick look at the hourly and wrap it up here for you folks. Again, if you are watching still and you have the whole time, thank you so much. Like the video, greatly appreciate that. And what we want to talk about here is the fact that this is giving us a sign to have sold your long position or to has considered taking profits. We've closed our position back at 42.5, honestly, because we wrote it from 37.5 to 48, to 30, so 42.5 rather. And we're well past that. What I'm getting at is we don't need to worry about it. So if you're part of my community and you're taking those trades, that we already hit all profit targets. But what I'm getting at here is this little, this indication here where the lagging span intersects with the price action tells us we've lost the momentum. The lagging span is intersecting with the baseline is intersecting with the conversion line. And when we see those two things happen concurrently, that's kind of a signal to consider selling your position. And I say consider because just say you're long right now, maybe you take some profits, let the rest ride. If you never take profits, you'll never be profitable, right? That's kind of the concept. But here is the truth. We do see a pretty significant cloud here hanging out, which is averaging itself out close and just above that 42,500 range. Okay, so 42.5 to 43.5 should be the new support-ish zone for us. Okay, emphasis on the word ish. All right, so that's kind of what we're looking at there. Nothing super amazing, just kind of the same standard scenario as we saw earlier today. Okay, Bitcoin's consolidating before its next major move. Next major move could be 42.5. Next major move could be 47, 48K. Okay. It makes more sense for the price to continue to go up until we start losing some of those identifications, those trend lines, those things that are kind of letting us know that we're still in good shape. Okay, so longs, I would say keep open, adjust your stop loss accordingly to ensure that you don't you walk away profitable. Heaven forbid you have less profit than you had before, you're still profitable. Okay, that's what keeps you in the game. And it's all about surviving, not necessarily thriving. Which again, I know it sounds crazy to say because we are significantly thriving here with our signal trades. I mean, in the last 24 hours, I counted it was somewhere in the range of like 600-700% just in 24 hours alone. That doesn't include the whole first half of the month, which is only about 5 days long. So really cool stuff. Again, keep up the good work, folks. Happy to hear it's working well for you. Thanks so much for the feedback. Please like, follow, and subscribe. If you haven't also joined Bitunix, phenomenal exchange. We have a walkthrough now on Bitunix here in my Bitunix section for our Discord. Yes, you can add multiple profit targets, and it's pretty simple, pretty easy to use. So I have a little walkthrough there for you in case you're curious. But excellent exchange, no KYC, no VPN, and we're going to have some trading competitions soon. Be sure to use my link so you can be eligible for that. It's honestly easy money and just a really, really exceptional exchange. So thanks again, Bitunix. Hope you all have a great rest of your day. We'll see you in the next one. Take care.